The last week offered a unique opportunity to attend a book launch. Captain Rameswar Thapa's book titled Into the Fire. At that function, whole lot of people who matter, were present. Senior journalists, politicians, securocrats, generals, former senior police officers, who is who of this country, of this metropolis. The Prime Minister and senior politicians, former Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba, whole lot of people. It was a kind of Illuminati's gathering. So our Prime Minister, being who he can just wax eloquent on any topic under the sun and beyond. So he took quite a lot of time in addressing that launch. He also talked about the contemporary politics in Nepal, the protests in particular targeted against certain political parties and leaders that have been ruling this country for decades on end. He took the occasion to take the ownership of the constitution of the king. Oh, I'm sorry, the constitution of the Federal Secular Democratic Republic of Nepal. He made it clear once again that the constitution was an organic one and that these political leaders like him were the ones who had a key role in this constitution, in the making of this constitution. I think, I hope, I expect that this message goes where it should go. Remember, whole lot of like officials, government officials, and some diplomats, including India's ambassador to Nepal, Navin Srivastav, was present on that occasion. And he used that occasion to allay certain fears, certain speculations. There are speculations are rife that Nepal will go either the Bangladeshi way or the Sri Lanka way. There are very many ways that this country might head to for our political pundits. Uh, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli took the occasion to make it clear that we are not a photocopy of any nation. Any template that works abroad will not work in Nepal. And he just made it clear. He just sought to make it clear that Nepal will not go the Bangladesh way. About this Bangladesh way, we have like a couple of presentations earlier. So I request you just go through them instead of me just repeating those self-same lines again and again. So the Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli, our eloquent Prime Minister, a well learned, a scholar in his own right, a maverick, a politician, a seasoned one at that, with decades of experience in statecraft, whatever that means in the context of Nepal. It is like contested, like it is subject to interpretation. He just sought to make it clear to an audience of around 1,000 people that Nepal will not go the Bangladesh way. He just tried his best to drive the point home that the situations are different. Even as the protests continue outside, people just hitting the streets half naked, demanding an end to corruption, demanding good governance, demanding political stability, demanding democracy itself, demanding transparency. Even as youths of this country continue to hit the streets demanding those things, those higher ideals, a clean and corruption free polity, an untainted political leadership. Inside that hall at Halchuk, the prime minister just undermined, he sought to undermine those protests. So, like, there is some unwillingness on the part of Nepal's political leadership to just acknowledge, to accept how unpopular they have become. They, of course, have decades of like experience. They, of course, have decades of struggle behind them for the sake of human rights, democracy, good governance, uh, a corruption free society. But these higher ideals, those very ideals that our political leadership fought for decades, they still remain on paper. To this day, every day, about 1,500 youths continue to leave this country in search of better jobs, a better life, better living conditions. Uh, they continue to leave this country, this beautiful country of significant potential in search of this proverbial land, that proverbial land of milk and honey. This itself, this fact itself, and the people returning home in coffins, unable to pay the loans, the interest of that exorbitant loans, people returning home in coffins from sweatshops around the world. It, isn't it a tight slap on Nepal political leadership's face? Is it not a tight slap, a slap that should resonate across the country in the face of Nepal's bureaucracy? If the Prime Minister's rhetorics were anything to go by, the political leadership of this country has not come to terms with this grim reality, this reality that we continue to face every day, living on those ivory towers of prosperity, uh, in those well guarded quarters. The political leadership has been shielded from the difficulties facing the Nepali people every day. It is, it seems, it seemed as if the Prime Minister was addressing the nation, addressing the people from that very citadel. It's time before it's too late. Time has come to realize that the country is in a very difficult path. Even as I make this presentation, there are reports of Nepalese headed perhaps for the United States, that proverbial land where milk and honey flow. Uh, there are reports of Brazilian authorities, Brazilian government officials just tightening their regulations against those trying to make a stopover in Brazil, and their bid to just stem out migration. All in all, I request the Prime Minister just to wake up to this reality, to wake up to the fact that they have become hugely unpopular across the political spectrum, across the length and breadth of this country. It is time to just make sure to focus on just delivering the promises made to the people. If that does not happen, if the political leadership of this country fails to allay the public concerns regarding jobs, regarding the economy, regarding political stability, regarding inflation, regarding good governance, then who knows what will happen to the political leadership? Who knows if they will have to just leave the country like Sheikh Hasina Wajid, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, had to do in the wake of massive protests against corruption, misrule, bad governance, and job quota for the progenies of the 1971, uh, the progenies of the veterans of the 1971's war of independence against Pakistan. Who knows, they won't be, they won't have to struggle for asylum. And a whole lot of Western countries, a whole lot of countries refusing to just allow them refuge in their countries, like Sheikh Hasina Wajid. Why? Why? Because of their involvement in brutal suppression against dissent, for their involvement in trampling of democracy, in trampling of human rights, their role in institutionalizing corruption, bad governance, nepotism, favoritism, and whatnot. The political leadership of this country, it has the time has come for the political leadership of this country to wake up to this grim scenario before it's too late. With this remark, I wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. I request you to subscribe to this channel, comment on our presentation, and press that like button. We are trying to promote citizen journalism, so I request you to just stand with us in this endeavor. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.